but also for stuffing bread, cookies, and fruit in the pouch. Sister Ha used to pat me down when she found out what my favorites were. I do remember one time JoJo brought bourbon balls back. We thought we were so grown up when we indulged in them. We were stunned at the effect on us. Does anyone remember when we short-sheeted the nuns in the dormitory? It was so funny then when we saran wrapped the sophomores' toilet seats and put toothpaste in shoes. I'm beginning to see that I had to have a pretty good time back then. I hope some of you remember some of these things, or maybe I need to retire to a mental institution.
No, but I don't remember stuffing the pouch with anything, but I sure would like to get another chance to do that one. I do remember short-feeding the bed, and I remember setting the alarm clock for the nun that slept next to me, and every night it would go off in the middle of the night. She didn't take it this way. I also remember hiding under the bed our freshman year, Sister Alice Eileen. She was so angry she wouldn't speak to us when we left for home that day. Yes, we definitely had some good times.
I just remember the Sunday white uniforms. Never had a problem with those with straps on the uniforms either. I vividly remember the saddle shoes. They addicted me to comfortable footwear. I don't wear heels to this day. And come to think about it, Naz and the Army probably were responsible for my total lack of fashion sense.
No heels for me either. They cause too much foot pain and too much joint pain. But I do remember standing on the sidewalk outside in the wintertime waiting for our cue to go into church. It would be cold and we would wrap up in black hooded woolen capes all around us, and they were warm.
I don't remember much, but I do remember the uniforms being baggy. The first of the year, the end of the year, they were kind of tight. Do you think it was because of the ice cream or buying candy at the snack shop after school each day?
Oh, it was the first and last time I experienced ice cream topped with honey. It was different, but delicious.
I remember how I loved and looked forward eagerly to the vanilla ice cream with honey on top. That was our Sunday dinner dessert treat.
And I remember ice cream pie, homemade vanilla ice cream in a Rice crispy crust. It was delicious.
Do you remember that the novices waited on our tables? Their hats were kind of reminiscent of Mary Poppins uniforms, and they couldn't talk to us, nor we to them.
I remember seeing a novice I knew in my hometown, and I was so surprised when I saw her. So I tried to say hi, but she just looked down and she just walked away. She could not talk.
I don't remember much, but I do remember we had to eat everything on our plate. Do you remember that?
Yes, and the novices would guard us to make sure we didn't throw anything away in our napkins.
The food was so good when Hop was cooking. I especially loved the donuts on Friday morning. Isn't it funny? We all have thought of the same thing. We went through the same thing. We all have different memories.
Do you remember Hop's chicken croquettes at our senior dinners? They were delicious. I had never had chicken croquettes before, and now I make them for special occasions for my family, and they look forward to them.
Y'all remember the Beatles? On February 1964, we ran into Joanne's bedroom in front of her little portable black and white television on the senior corridor. Oh, how those Beatles could sing. We screamed just like the girls on the television. That music changed our lives. It was a special time in history. I can even remember where I was when they appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Remember our study hall? I also have another vivid memory of being there when the announcement was made of President John F. Kennedy being shot. They canceled study hall and they let us go to the recreation room so we could watch the news on television.
Speaking of study hall, do you remember passing notes and practical museums? What a difficult time she had. One moment she was one of us, the next moment she was against us. One minute she was with us, the next minute she was against us. And study hall seemed so big.
And you remember the pool? Oh, Mr. Aru helped build it and it was heated. We could even use it in the winter. Oh, it was the first time I ever swum in a heated pool in the winter.
I remember playing field hockey against the college girls. Do you remember how hard we tried to beat them, but we could not? They were no bet to have let us academy girls show them up. They were good, but we tried our best to win.
I loved riding the horses, and I recall a harrowing experience riding one early spring day, supposedly the first time the horses had been out since the fall. When a horse I climbed onto took off like a bat out of hell. I threw my arms around and hung on for dear life, fearful that I would be thrown or would just fall off because I couldn't hold on anymore. But obviously I survived.
I remember horseback riding, especially when mine reared, threw me off, fell backwards right next to me, and he would struggle to get up, kicked me in the head. That meant a visit to the ER in Bardstown and x-rays. The nuns were so worried about me, but I was fine, though perhaps my classmates might attribute some of my idiosyncrasies to that event.
So that's what's wrong with you. Do you remember how we got dressed up for special occasions that were held in the auditorium? There would be guests who would come and entertain us with classical music or special guests who would come and talk to us.
I remember when the treasurer of the United States of America came to speak to us, but I cannot remember. Was she Elizabeth Riddell Smith or Catherine O'Hay Brennan? I can't remember which lady it was. Do any of you remember who it was? Her name was printed on our paper currency.
I don't remember her name. I don't even remember she came. Hey, think about our senior prom. We dress up in formal gowns, and our dates, the St. Joe boys, were assigned to us according to our height. Then Sister Helen Ann gathered us together, and we were lectured about leaving enough room between us and our dates for the Blessed Virgin Mary.
Do you remember when we go to Bardstown and go to the movies and the drugstore? The drugstore had a soda fountain and I loved cherry cokes. I also remember not being able to go a lot of times because I had demerits. And one time I had to stay in the study hall and do a horrible division problem. It took pages and pages and hours to do it. And then they would check to see if I was accurate.
Do you remember how we woke up? Sister Helen Ann used to ring that big brass bell as loud as she could when she walked slowly through the door.
Now that was a bad memory, but I have a
good memory of waking up on the last morning before Christmas break. And it would be real dark, and the seniors would come walking through the dorms, carrying candles, singing a cappella, and singing Angels We Have Heard on High. They would harmonize, and it was beautiful to wake up to real pretty music like that.
That's a nice memory.
After talking with you guys, I really think we do have good memories about our years at Nazareth.